At the bottom of India sits a state with a history older than most countries on Earth. Tamil Nadu was never just a region. It was a civilization, a land of poets, kings, ocean traders, temple builders, warriors, and political movements that reshaped India from the ground up. Long before modern India existed, Tamil kings were building ports, writing poetry, trading with Rome, sending ships across the Bay of Bengal, and carving temples so massive they still look impossible today. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this ancient civilization survived over 2,000 years of war, invasion, colonization, and political upheaval, and emerged as one of India's most powerful states with a $300 billion economy. Before it was called Tamil Nadu, this land was part of Tamilakam, the ancient Tamil country. Tamilakam was not just modern Tamil Nadu. It stretched across parts of South India and connected deeply with Sri Lanka. This world was shaped by three things: the rivers, like the Kaveri, the Vaigai, and the Tamiraparani, which made farming possible; the sea, which opened trade routes to Rome, Arabia, and Southeast Asia; and the Tamil language, one of the longest-lasting classical languages in the world, still spoken by roughly 77 million people in the state alone as of 2021. That combination, rivers for food, sea for trade, language for identity, created something rare, a culture that could survive wars, invasions, empires, and colonizers, and still remain recognizable thousands of years later. The earliest soul of Tamil Nadu comes from the Sangam age, which lasted roughly from 300 BCE to 300 CE. This was the age of Tamil poetry, but these poems were not just about gods and kings. They talked about real life, love, war, death, honor, land, longing, pride. They described mountains, forests, farmlands, coasts, and deserts, not as background scenery, but as living parts of Tamil identity. Tamil poets split their world into two categories: Akam, which covered love, emotion, and inner life, and Puram, which covered war, kings, and public duty. That is what makes early Tamil history different from most ancient civilizations. Tamil people did not just build a civilization. They documented how it felt to live inside one. And while many ancient voices from other cultures disappeared entirely, Tamil voices survived in poetry. The earliest Tamil inscriptions date back to around 300 BCE, making this one of the oldest attested literary traditions in all of South Asia. Ancient Tamilakam was dominated by three legendary powers: the Cheras, the Cholas, and the Pandyas. They were known as the Three Crowned Kings. The Cheras controlled western trade routes and the spice-producing regions. The Pandyas ruled from Madurai, one of the great centers of Tamil culture and learning. And the Cholas controlled the Kaveri Delta, the agricultural heartland that would later fuel one of South Asia's most powerful empires. These kingdoms fought constantly among themselves, but together they built the political foundation of Tamil history. And they were not isolated. Tamil ports were connected to the ancient global economy. Ships came from Rome, Arabia, Sri Lanka, and Southeast Asia. Roman coins have been found in Tamil soil. Evidence of Tamil traders has turned up as far as ancient China and East Africa. While some kingdoms looked inland for power, Tamil kings looked to the ocean. After the early Tamil kingdoms, the historical record becomes harder to read. Old dynasties weakened, new religious and political forces appeared. Then, out of this uncertain period, the Pallavas rose. Their capital was Kanchipuram, and their legacy was stone. At Mahabalipuram, the Pallavas carved temples, monuments, and massive stone reliefs that still stand today. This was not just architecture, it was power made visible. A king could die, an army could vanish, a dynasty could collapse, but stone could remain. Palm leaves had preserved words. Now temples preserved power, and the script systems the Pallavas developed influenced writing across Southeast Asia. Nearly all the written scripts used by the Khmer, Thai, Burmese, Javanese, and others in that region trace back to the Tamil Brahmic alphabet. Then came the dynasty that turned Tamil Nadu into an imperial force, the Cholas. Rising from the Kaveri Delta between the 9th and 13th centuries, the Cholas built one of the most powerful empires in South Asian history. Their strength came from more than soldiers. It came from farming and irrigation along the Kaveri. It came from a tax system and village administration that kept the economy running. It came from temple economies that functioned as banks and landowners. And it came from something most Indian kingdoms never developed: a navy. The Cholas projected power across the sea. Their influence reached Sri Lanka, the Maldives, Malaysia, Sumatra, and other parts of Southeast Asia. Tamil merchants, soldiers, priests, and artists moved through the Indian Ocean world, and large numbers of Tamils settled in these regions. Genetic studies suggest around 5 to 15% of the gene pool in parts of Thailand, Cambodia, and island Southeast Asia traces back to Dravidian populations from the subcontinent. But the greatest display of Chola power was not a battlefield. It was the Brihadiswara temple in Thanjavur, built under Rajaraja Chola I. Massive, precise, dominating, a granite monument now recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, designed to tell every person who saw it that this empire was not temporary. The Cholas did not just rule Tamil Nadu. They stamped Tamil power into stone, bronze, water systems, and trade routes that stretched across an ocean. But every empire cracks. The Cholas declined. The Pandyas rose again. Madurai became powerful once more. Then northern invasions shook South India. The Delhi Sultanate pushed into the region. The Madurai Sultanate appeared. Old political systems broke apart. Then the Vijayanagara Empire rose and reorganized much of South India under a new umbrella. After Vijayanagara, local Nayak rulers expanded temple cities and reshaped Tamil urban life. This is why Tamil Nadu's temples feel layered. They are not from one period. Pallava foundations, Chola ambition, Pandya devotion, Nayak expansion. The Meenakshi Amman temple in Madurai, with its towering gopurams, is a living record of this process. Tamil Nadu kept getting destroyed, rebuilt, and expanded. That pattern of rebuilding is exactly why it survived. Then the sea brought a different kind of invader: Europeans. Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British flags all flew over parts of the Tamil coast at different points. The British built Fort St. George in Madras, and from that fort, colonial power expanded across South India. Madras became one of the most important British bases in all of India. Railways, courts, English education, missionary schools, ports, and new industries changed Tamil society from the late 1700s onward. But colonial rule also created inequality, exploitation, and new political anger. And that anger would eventually become a movement. In the 20th century, Tamil identity became political. This was not just about language, it was about power. Who gets education? Who gets government jobs? Who gets respect? Whose culture is treated as superior? Whose language gets forced onto whom? Movements for social justice, caste reform, and self-respect reshaped the state. Leaders like Periyar and C.N. Annadurai helped turn Tamil politics into one of the most powerful regional movements in India. Most people do not realize that Tamil Nadu's anti-Hindi agitation was one of the fiercest language battles anywhere in the world, directly challenging the idea that Hindi should be imposed as a national language across a country with dozens of major languages. After independence, this region was part of Madras state. But language politics redrew the map. Telugu-speaking areas separated. Malayalam-speaking areas separated. Kannada-speaking areas separated. And in 1969, Madras state officially became Tamil Nadu, the land of the Tamils. Today, Tamil Nadu is one of India's strongest states, and the numbers back that up. Its gross state domestic product hit roughly $300 billion in 2021 to 2022, contributing about 8% of India's entire GDP. Its literacy rate sits at about 80.1%, one of the highest in India according to the 2011 census. Its population as of 2021 stands at approximately 77 million, making it the sixth most populous state in the country. Chennai, once Madras, is now called the Detroit of India because of its auto manufacturing base, hosting companies like Hyundai and Nissan. Coimbatore became an engineering and textile center. Tirupur became a garment export machine. The state leads India in renewable energy, producing over 70% of its power from wind and solar sources, according to the Tamil Nadu Energy Development Agency in 2022. And here is something that challenges the common belief that ancient heritage and modern economic power are opposites. Tamil Nadu proves they feed each other. The same coast that once connected Tamil traders to Rome and Southeast Asia now connects Tamil Nadu to global exports. The same temple towns that preserved culture now drive tourism and identity. The same obsession with education, debate, and social mobility that defined Sangam-era poetry helped produce a massive skilled workforce that powers auto plants, IT parks, textile mills, and film studios today. Tamil Nadu's history is not just about kings. It is about a civilization that kept surviving through war, through empire, through colonization, through political struggle, through modernization. The names changed: Tamilakam, Chola country, Madras, Tamil Nadu, but the core remained: language, pride, memory, power. Subscribe if you want the full story of the Chola Empire next.